Varius.
What's going on YouTube? This is Endrias from MyBankersInsights, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can go from $0 to $100,000. Now, you may not be starting at zero. You could be starting less than zero. You could have a lot of debt. I'm going to try to make this video as general as possible so it can apply to as many people as possible. But in the end, I want you to know that anyone can get to $100,000 by following the steps that I'm going to outline in this video. Now, I created these steps using my experience, but also the experience I've gotten from talking to mentors, reading books, watching videos, and other people that I know that have made that much money. So without saying too much more, let's get right into this video. Now, the first step that you want to take in order to make $100,000 is to visualize your goal. Now, what do I mean by that? You have to write down your goal and look at it every single day. You have to see it every day so that you know what goal you're chasing after. Now, that's one of the key things that I took from this book. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. In this book, it says that you should have an exact dollar figure written down that you can look at every single day so that every day you are taking actions that are towards that goal. Eventually, you would have taken enough actions to where you've gotten there, gotten past there, or as close to that goal as possible. Now, visualizing your goal is very similar to manifesting your goal, which is super trendy nowadays. The way that I look at it is if you have a goal and you have it written down and you see it every day, you'll never forget about it. Every day, you'll have something to remind you to keep going after it and keep chasing after your goal. The second thing that you want to do is start making money. Of course, if you have a goal of making $100,000, you have to start making money in order to get there. So what you want to do is start looking at what you're good at. What are your skill sets? You need to start being able to sell your skills in order to make money, whether that's becoming an entrepreneur and selling your skills on Upwork, Fiverr, or other websites, getting a full-time job and working for a company and growing and saving where you can get a consistent paycheck every month. Or if you have additional skills, maybe you can get a part-time job and make more money to get towards your goal. Now, once you have money coming in, the next thing that you want to do is start calculating your monthly expenses. You need to figure out where your money is going every single month and seeing what things you can cut back on that you don't really need. One trick that I learned in the past is to cancel all your reoccurring subscriptions, because a lot of times you could be getting monthly fees and charges on your account for services that you're not even using. When you cancel all your subscriptions and then sign back up later as you need them, you'll really see which ones you're actually using day to day. You also want to calculate all your expenses so that you can see if you actually have any money left over at the end of every single month. Now, you've started making money, you've looked at all your expenses, you know exactly what you're spending money on every single month, you've cut back on some things so you're not wasting any money. So now what you want to do is start establishing some credit. One thing I'd recommend is getting a credit card. You'll hear a lot of times that credit cards aren't good for you, but it's not that they aren't good for you, it's how you use them that make them not good for you or good for you. So what you want to do is use them in a way that will benefit you the most, and that is by building your credit. So as soon as you're of age to get a credit card, you need to get one. If you don't already have one, you need to get one. Now, the way that you use a credit card to build your credit is by paying for the things that you're already paying for with your debit card or your checking account with your credit card. And then what you want to do is pay off what you spent every single month. You should never carry a balance over to another month, because that's when you get charged interest and that's when you start piling up unnecessary debt. But with this method, you're only spending the money that you're already going to be spending anyway. There are a bunch of different credit cards that give you cash back, points, and other rewards for using them for purchases, whether it's at grocery stores, gas stations, airports. It's like you're getting a discount on everything instead of using a debit card or cash where you're just paying for everything up front and you're not getting any money back. So I definitely recommend getting a credit card, using it, and building your credit as you go. Another thing you can do is watch one of my previous videos where I go over strategies on how to build your credit. But on the other hand, if you already have credit cards and you already started working on your credit, one of the main things that you want to do is start getting rid of bad debt. Now, what I mean by bad debt is credit card debt with a high interest rate, furniture, expensive cars, pretty much anything that you finance that is not going up in value. And that is the biggest difference between good credit credit and bad credit. Good credit goes up in value, like real estate or art, but bad credit goes down. So you want to start getting rid of bad credit as aggressively as possible, because bad credit mixed in with inflation is a lot of money that you are losing that you could be using to invest and make more money out of. Now at this point, you visualized your goal. You started making money. You know exactly what you're spending your money on, and you're getting rid of bad debt and building your credit score. What you want to do next is start saving money. You want to start saving 6 to 8 months of emergency funds, what you need to survive for 6 to 8 months. Now, what this will do is give you security. You'll know that if you lose your job, if you were to get sick, that you have an emergency fund ready that you can use to pay for your living expenses until you get yourself back together. Now, after you've saved an emergency fund, what you want to do is start buying real estate. Now, a typical down payment for a conventional loan for a primary resident has a down payment of 3%. You want to save that much plus additional money for closing costs. Now, when you go and buy your first property, you want to go in with the mindset that this is going to be a place that you'll live in, but you'll also rent with multiple bedrooms so that you can stay in one bedroom and rent the other bedroom to either a friend or someone else that's going to pay you rent as you live there. That's called house hacking. That will help you on your housing expenses, either by helping you pay most of your mortgage or even sometimes paying all of your mortgage while you're living there for free. And you want to continue to do that for about a year. So when you talk to your real estate agent about looking for a house, you want to give them your plan. They can help you find the best property for you. You usually want to buy in an area where the population is going up and the poverty rate is below 20%. That is the sweet spot that you want to stay at for a place that is in a good location. And you also want to make sure that it's a safe area to live in as well. A trick that I learned in the past is you want to buy in a place where you would be comfortable doing a Craigslist transaction there at 9:30 p.m. So if you wouldn't feel comfortable doing a Craigslist transaction there at 9:30 p.m., then that's probably not the best area for you to buy in. For you to buy in because it won't really be safe, and then you'll also have a tough time renting to others. Now, after you get everything done, you want to do this for about a year. And within that year, you want to save some more money, save more down payment money, and start looking for your next property. This is a process that you want to continue to do again and again. Buying more properties, building equity, saving money while paying off your debt, and continuing to have more financial growth. Now, when you get to this level, you'll start having a lot of extra cash. You have a place to stay. You have a good understanding of your finances, what you're spending money on. You're paying off all your debt. You'll have a lot of extra money. What you want to do with that extra money is dump it into stocks. Every time you have extra money, you want to get it away from yourself. You want to get rid of it as fast as possible. Not get rid of it in a way where you're spending it excessively, but investing it into stocks. You want to be careful about what stocks you invest in. What I recommend the most is placing your money into index funds and reinvesting the dividends that you get. So you want to take all of your money, put it into stocks, and reinvest, and make sure that your dividends are being reinvested, because that will help you start to build compound interest. Reinvest your money and taking advantage of compounding interest and building a very good stock portfolio. Now, you want to continue to do this pretty much forever until you get to your goal. Now, to summarize this video from start to finish, you want to look at your goal regularly every single day. Write down your exact goal, look at it every day so that you remember what goal you have and you don't get distracted by anything else, and you keep going after it every single day. You want to start making money and seeing what ways that you can start making additional money. Side gigs, selling your skills, getting more skills, taking courses, reading books, getting a part-time job, or getting promoted at your current job and working harder there. Then you want to start looking at your expenses, your monthly expenses, weekly expenses, figuring out what you're spending your money on and cutting back on the things that you don't need, building your credit and paying off unnecessary bad debt, things with high interest rates and bad debt that is not going up in value, then saving an emergency fund, buying real estate and house hacking, saving even more money and building equity and building your wealth and working on buying more properties, investing anything extra into stocks and reinvesting those dividends so that you're taking advantage of compounding, and continuing to do that until you reach your goal of $100,000. Now again, you may be starting at zero, you may be starting below zero with a lot of debt, but don't get tied up in FOMO, which is fear of missing out, or looking at social media and seeing people going on trips and doing things and you feel like you're falling behind. You want to really look at what your goal is and stay consistent so that you're able able to get to your goals. But that wraps up this video. I really hope you got some really good information from this video. Please like and subscribe. DM me any questions you may have on My Bankers Insights on Instagram or a comment down below. Thank you for watching.